everybody? Day 3 of training camp, man. Boss Cowboy gonna talk about it. Yes, indeed. I tell y'all what, though, man. From what I'm seeing, it's pretty obvious the defense coming out faster, which we can probably say is expected. That just makes sense. Defense is supposed to be coming out faster. But at the same time, I'm seeing some good things on the offense too. So we're gonna talk about it today. Yeah. So we're gonna open up the phone lines on freestyle. Freestyle today, baby. You know I love freestyling. Yeah, that freestyling, that's the truth, man. We get to hear from y'all. We get to hear y'all knowledge as y'all aid the nation. So obviously we gonna be talking about Mr. TJ Vasher Won The Crowd today with that big catch. Yeah, man, that boy. Listen, I always say, if you win the crowd, you win your freedom. And that boy stacking up them days. I'm just, hey, just what it is. See, because we've been hearing about him from OTAs, mini camps. We've been hearing about him. Now we starting to see him. Now my eyes starting to see what the lips been saying. And when you seeing that, it's all coming together for you, big dog. So, we gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about obviously training camp in general. We gonna just break this all down from a Measure Kool-Aid perspective. Like nobody does it like Boss Cowboy Sports and the OC on that Measure Kool-Aid. That's just what it is. Let me give myself a yoga flame.
Yoga fire.
So yeah, man, I'm setting up this plane. So I'll be right back. Likely later on, so keep y'all notifications, man. Keep y'all notifications, man. So we can all get into this nation, man, and we're gonna talk about training camp day 3, the big play day. It's the big play day, and I mean that. It was big play day. Very serious. Not making that up, big dog. Yep. So let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get into this. All right, man. Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports where your voice matters. Oh, man. It's good to hear from the people. Good to see the people. Good to see y'all coming in the building, man. It's football season. We not talking about as much gossip as we used to. We not talking about as many distractions as we usually do. Now we talking about football. And it feel real good, man. It feel real good to finally be discussing football, you know. So the first thing, obviously, man, let me see. I'm gonna wait till some more people come in and then we gonna start taking them calls and freestyling. So y'all, it's a time to where I usually don't come on. My boy say Vasher shut me up today. Listen, I ain't gonna even lie, bro. With Vasher, I was on some wait and see because I was feeling good about Vasher because I kept hearing about him. So let me just play this real quick, and then we go talk about it. Here we go.
keep an eye on these two guys, Marquise Bell and T.J. Vasher, the wide receiver, 6'6", out of Texas Tech.
Right.
He spent all last year on non-football injury. He had knee surgery, and you just look at his...
Dude say, you talking about practice. Of course. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You talking like practice ain't important.
Look at him. He's always open, right? He's 6'6". Just throw it up. And he had a catch yesterday that got a couple wows from everybody.
So, obviously, with what we saw today from the thumbnail, now we get a chance to see it, right, with our own eyes. You know, that's why I put it in the thumbnail, where you can see that big old frame jumping over our second rounder. You know what I mean? That's not a little thing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, in my opinion, understand how practice was scheduled today. So day 2 of practice was third down. Day 3, Mike McCarthy said in his press conference that they working on big plays, right? So again, we already talked about what Cooper talked about. Remember, Cooper explained that you don't see anything in the game that you don't first see them practicing, right? So with today being big play day, that's what Mike McCarthy said before they went out to practice. And you seeing all these targets to TJ, just let's use our common sense. What is that saying? That's saying that they have plans for TJ. That's what it's saying, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's the tea leaves that I'm getting out of this. So let me just kind of go to some of the plays, just real quick. And so yeah, I'm gonna show the heavy boy, the one that everybody talking about, and we go just really look at it. All right, so give me a second. Let me cue it up. All right, because you know, this is from John Machoda's channel or his Twitter. So you can see him beat Boss Man off the line, but the good thing that I like is you could also see that acceleration as he does what's called stacking. All right, so stacking is where you climb on top of the DB and give him only one option to pass interfere you. See, when you get in front of a DB and then you get on top of him, he has no choice but to PI you, because now you are in between him and the ball. So that's fundamentally sound. That's what you're supposed to do. And then obviously Boss Man is holding, but at his size, what can you do? It's hard when you 6'1" going against somebody 6'6" with a catch radius that big, that's able to go up there like he pulling it down off a rim. Yeah, and see, Nix, I feel you on this, bro. Like, let me go to this comment. Hold on real quick. Let me go to see Nix. Yeah, we better learn to take practice serious. I see some of y'all. Yeah, some of y'all don't really understand what football is about. You know, I heard somebody else today, because they was like, "Boss, why are you saying I wish CeeDee Lamb would have caught it with 2 hands?" It's like, because you got a better chance of pulling it in with 2 hands versus 1. I just like to catch. Well, I was out there when they was working with the NFL trainers, and all the NFL trainers that work with these guys all say all the time, even if they pull a catch in, they prefer you to go up with 2 hands. Now, in this case, he can't, because Boss Man pulling on him. You know what I'm saying? He can't. But going back to this comment, real quick, let me get my head out the way. He say, Boss Man talked about on special teams only. I don't know if he taking AB spot right now. Yeah, and we go talk about that, bro. I don't think so. It's you know, and Mike McCarthy said, you know, Anthony Brown is basically starting like he finished. And there's still some people that outright hate Anthony Brown. They do. And listen, I'm not over here trying to be a Anthony Brown defender. I'm just calling it like it is. Because none of y'all was more organized on trying to get him fired than me. None of y'all. None of y'all did videos that y'all spread around trying to make sure that we all knew that he cost us 17 touchdowns in his first 4 years. I did, though. I put in the work. My second video of the season was, why does he have 9 lives? Like, nobody was consciously going after Anthony Brown like me. When I say nobody, nobody. I think Okoye did a video where he did a hit job on him maybe once. You know, but then Okoye, he came around to believing in Anthony Brown. I came around later. And the Minnesota game was the turnaround game for me. My boy Johnny Wood said, I slapped the hell out of an Eagles fans earlier today. Literally on Twitter. That's what I want to know. Did you really slap him, or was you talking about slap him on Twitter? I want to know. Was it a real slap, like a hand to face slap, or was it one of those slaps where your keyboard slapped him? I want to know. But yeah, but anyway, man, going back to this TJ stuff, man, and looking at him, because I also did a breakdown on TJ. Y'all need to go check that out. I did a breakdown, analysis on him with the all 22 film. But yeah, TJ, he definitely looks like he's starting to come on. He really is. So real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and open up these phone lines, and then we gonna take some calls real quick. In a second, we gonna take us some calls. And y'all already know, if y'all don't call in, y'all already know I'm gonna go right back to this content, and I'm gonna just kind of show y'all some other stuff I'm seeing out there. But TJ, he's stacking, man. He's stacking. He doing what they call stacking good days. That's exactly he's stacking good days, and that's exactly what you want to see. So y'all taking too long to call, so I'm gonna get back into this content. So here we go. But I'm going to leave the phone lines open. I'm going to be able to see it when y'all call in. Y'all don't be nervous. Y'all go ahead and call in. And you can talk about what you want to when it's a freestyle. So remember, when I say freestyle, I'm basically saying you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It don't have to be TJ. It don't have to be anything. It can be whatever, literally whatever you want to talk about. All right, but going back into TJ, because it's a lot of footage. And what LVE doing? LVE, bro. Hold on. Somebody got to talk to LVE about defensive etiquette. I understand being a team player. I do. Hold on, we got a call. Boss Cowboy Sports.
What's going on, boss? It's LG 54. What's good, man?
What's up, Rick? What's up with your LG? Let me turn this down because I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me a little bit better?
Hold on. It's likely me, big dog. Give me a second. All right, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound good. Go ahead. You sound good.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I just want to thank you for all the hard work you and all the other guys do, man, and podcasters, man. Y'all do a wonderful job. Especially when y'all did the Avengers Endgame. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, boys like that.
All of you guys.
Yeah,
boys
man,
like
y'all
that. All brought the heat, man.
Yeah, that was a good day, man. That was a fun day dealing with the best of the best, big dog.
Right. But with this TJ Vasher thing, man, you know, helmets and shorts, this he should light this up. Like, this is all him. You know what I mean? This is flag football, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And standing at 6'6", being a receiver, the advantage is on him. You know, he's got the clear advantage. I'm gonna want to see when the pads come on. When the pads come on and the lights come on. When Anthony Brown or Kelvin Joseph can put his hand in your chest, can get his hand on your shoulder pads. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Can you turn your head? Can you turn and run? Can you make the contested catch when the physical play comes? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's kind of refreshing to hear that he's coming on. You know what I'm saying? And with that stature, with the 6'6", he kind of reminds me of the late Charles Rogers. I don't know if you remember Charles Rogers out of Michigan State. Passed away a few years ago, but Charles Rogers had that lean, tall look to him, you know, and he wasn't a physical guy, but used his body well. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to see him when the pads come on and preseason games. Gotcha. So I mean, I'm happy that he's coming on, but I want to see it when bullets start flying at him. You know what I mean? When he has to think on the go. You know what I'm saying? When it's zone coverage and he has to read the zone, and him and the quarterback have to be on the same page. I want to see that type of stuff. You know? Yeah. Who was that? I'm not sure. It was Law always says there's always a Reggie Davis. There's always gonna be a guy that, man, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Then when the pass come on, what Law say? Oh, he disappeared. Where Reggie Davis? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, this is normal to me. But there's a lot of things we gotta watch when he's passing.
I don't know if this normal, big dog. That you say normal. I don't know about normal, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah, it's normal. You got to think about it. Remember the past camps? Well, Lance Lenore, All World, John Bay Johnson.
You saying normal from that standpoint? You saying normal from that standpoint? Yeah.
Normal from the standpoint when these guys wear shorts and helmets. Those first few days, it's like, yeah, okay. Then where was this guy? Let me pull my book out. I really didn't study this guy.
Let me pull my book out. I like that.
Right.
Let me pull my book out.
You know what I'm saying? But when the pass come on, and then week 3 comes, and you got those camp legs, that 12-yard dig route ain't the same, and you ain't running it with the same depth. You ain't running it with the same velocity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When them camp legs come on, and you got guys beating on you for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how are you going to react? You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing I want to see. I mean, these first 2 weeks is always, to me, it's always going to be the camp, what they call them, camp warriors, you know? We all thought that Xavier Woods was the next, going to be the next Brock Marion or Darren Woodson.
Man, now you telling the truth. You are not lying. You are not lying. You know, all I'm saying, this is all I'm saying. What's your name again?
LG, man. LG.
This is all I'm saying, LG. Because you're right. You have not told no lie, bro. You have told no lie. Everything you said was the gospel truth, big dog. All I'm saying is he's stacking good days. That's all. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. And that's at least what you want to see. Days. You know what I'm saying? Because before any one of these guys become a star or the next undrafted free agent, Cole Beasley, they first got to stack good practice days. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So and what I'm liking is what we was hearing in OTAs and minicamp is still continuing. So that's what I mean by stacking good days. Because you can't become a consistent pro and do all the stuff that you talked about, reading the defense, beating Anthony Brown when they being able to get you with them pads and hand check you and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't happen unless it first happens now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You right. You know I'm not the one to drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
Right. Instead of him playing that fourth quarter with 3 minutes left, now he's going to get second team reps in that first game.
Hopefully,
first quarter reps. You know
exactly.
That's what those stack of good days do. It moves you up in the depth chart.
You play ball. So you play ball, dog. I can tell, bro. You play ball, or you know ball. You ain't got to play ball to know ball.
Right.
Yeah, but no, you're right. That's very measured thinking you got there, big dog. LJ, I can't. That's why I love freestyle. Because, see, I got to put my A game on when y'all call in because I'm dealing with the smartest fans on the planet. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Hey, and there's one more thing I wanted Cowboy fans to do, and please don't bail on Kelvin Joseph. Because if you look, that was perfect coverage. It's just a great catch and an even better throw. Either his guy was going to catch it or nobody was going to catch it. So, I mean, everybody's looking like, oh, man, Kelvin Joseph's got beat by, Jalen Tolbert. Kelvin Joseph is right where he needs to be. He's not, I don't see him, breaking assignments and guys running wide, free. Guys are just making good plays. These guys play in the NFL.
And listen, and this is what I got to say to that. Good point, LJ. If you got to make a stretch out, one-handed, vertical rim catch on me, I ain't mad at Josephs. You know what I mean? That's my standard for a cornerback. If they got to do all that to catch a touchdown, okay, you got it.
You got it. And you know what? It was one day y'all were saying Deion Sanders never got beat.
Yeah.
Hey, Flipper Anderson, to tell you something different. Flipper Anderson set the single season record against that team. That was that the San Francisco team. He caught a couple 9 routes on Deion, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
So
I don't know about that, dog.
Go back and watch the film, man.
Well, okay, tell me what year. Tell me what year, and I will research this because I have no recollection in my memory.
Research the year Flipper Anderson had. It was a Sunday night game.
Hold on.
Flipper Anderson had about 239 yards.
All right.
And like 3 tubs. And this is when he played for the Rams.
Okay.
He beat
Flipper
Deion,
Anderson Rams. He beat Deion on a 9-route, dog.
Hey, he beat Deion on a 9-route.
For people don't know what that is, that's when both of them boys going vertical. Like a foot race.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I don't know.
I don't believe it.
It's just, I think what happened was Deion got lost and Flipper just ran the 9, and I don't think Deion was. You got to watch it.
Because it could have been cover 2, bro. Because you talking about Deion, who has world-class speed. How do you beat world-class speed on the 9?
Deion was also a baiter. Deion baited those quarterbacks.
Yeah, he did.
It was tough. You got to think.
You right.
1994 championship game. Deion Sanders was beat on that Michael Irvin pass. If Aikman throws that and lays it out, that's a touchdown.
He was
a
beat.
non-route.
And Micah Irvin was the best receiver versus Deion. That's who gave Deion hell. That dude. And that's because Micah Irvin won not on athleticism, he won on box out. You know what I mean? He was a fantastic possession guy. It was nobody better than him and Dez, I think, in the history of football. At possession, possession receiving. You know what I'm saying? Him and Dez are the best possession receivers to ever play. To where even if you in a hip, they could get it. You know what I mean? I like this call. My boy LJ, you go hard, big dog.
Hey, you know what, man?
My boy say Flipper. What else, though? Because I want to be tight. I want to be tight. I don't want to say Deion never got beaten. He got beat. What else? I want to know because I'm going to go look this up.
Flipper Anderson got him. I remember Marvin Harrison got him. I don't know if it was coverage, but Marvin Harrison got him in that Colts game. If you looked at Deion, if we're going by PFF, Deion was the closest one.
Somebody say, boss, you right, the 94 playoff game. Ooh, damn. Prime got beat deep, dog?
Yeah, Deion Sanders got beat, man. Flipper Anderson got him. Hey, Flipper Anderson, I don't know what happened, but he balled out that game, man. I want to say he set the single game yardage record.
All right, check this out, dude. So let me say this about Prime, if that's true. That's still amazing. In his whole career, we can maybe only name 2 or 3 plays to where he was beat vertical. That's still crazy. Dang. You know what I'm saying? All those games, you know. So
what people fail to realize is Deion was smart, man. Everybody thought Deion was just this flashy guy. Deion studied. Deion studied his opponent. And he studied his craft.
Yeah.
Deion
was
just an athlete. Deion thought. He was a thinker.
Yeah,
and that's why I think he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, he was underratedly tough.
He understands.
Yeah. But let's get back to current. You know, because I know these boys don't want to get on this history. Because it's freestyle. So what else you got?
I'm not gonna take up your time, man. I just want to appreciate it. I tell you another thing, but I'm gonna leave it right here. Is we better find out if we got a kicker on this roster.
Right.
That's gonna cost you 2 or 3 games. And Mike McCarthy is playing with fire if he's not letting these kickers kick it. I know you don't want to let them kick their leg out in the summer, but you better find out if you got a kicker on this roster. Because if you don't, that could be the difference between going to the playoffs and going home.
Right now, bro.
Leave you with that,
fantastic call, bro. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, you take care. God bless you, brother.
God bless you, man, and call in anytime. Even if it gets slow today, bro. If you got something else that hit your mind and then call on back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man.
All right, that was TJ, man. That was a fantastic call, bro. That's why I love freestyle. And see, this is the deal with freestyle. I noticed the Dallas Cowboy fans are the smartest fans in the world. That's why I always say when I turn on them phones, I feel like I'm co-hosting. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all got a lot of knowledge. It's a lot of knowledge in just the Dallas Cowboy fan world anyway. But let me go back to TJ real quick, and then I'm gonna just look at a couple other things just as we just breaking down what Mike McCarthy called Big Play Day. So if I go back real quick and I look, hold on real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me set it up. It was on whose page was it on? I gotta figure this out. Oh yeah. So now we do measure Kool-Aid on this channel, right? Because everybody talking about that catch, you know, you saying it was impossible to stop that. Actually, it was not, because somebody made a play on TJ. This also courtesy of John Machota page as well. And that was Nashawn Wright. And remember, today it's called, this is what Mike McCarthy called it. He called it, today is big play. Now, right there, it looked like he had a chance to come down with it. But look at where Nashawn is. Nashawn is right up there with him. See, that make a difference. See, and this is what Al Harris was talking about. When you get in that red zone, what's up, Daywalk? I see you in the building, big dog. When you get in that red zone, it get different, right? And this is why Al Harris said that he want big corners, so that when you get in that red zone and they pull out people like TJ on you, you don't have the natural advantage of throwing it at the rim. And you can see it worked, because Nashawn, he got it out of there. You know what I'm saying? So, but look at Nashawn's size in comparison to Kelvin. It's different. Them boys vertically up there together. And then watch when they stand up. You can, hold on, let me see. Yeah. Oh, I can't see them standing up. But when they stand up, yeah, he ain't just towering over big Nashawn, 6'4" Nashawn. That's a 6'4" corner out there. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. So, all right, let me go to my Twitter real quick. Because I'm going to show some of the key plays that I focused on. I'm going to keep it on this. Because this is one of the things that just keeping it real. You know, everybody, like, listen, y'all. It's a rule. I want y'all to really hear me. There's a real rule. And I'm happy he caught the touchdown. But look, just look at this. I just want y'all to look at this. There's an etiquette when it comes to competition. So look what's all over there. It's all white shirts, right? It's one dude who go congratulate him. Come on, LVE, dog. Bro, that's a defensive protocol no-no. He just caught that on your cornerback. I know he your teammate, dog, but bro, you don't go dap him up. I'm just being honest. You don't go dap him up for making a big play on your corner. I'm sorry. See, Brian said it, dog. And listen, I play defense, bro. This is a rule. Like, it's internal competition. It's us versus them. It really is. You know, LVE lame as hell. Yeah, bro, that's not protocol. And some of you guys who probably never played ain't gonna understand that. But bro, it's a reason why it was only white jerseys over there. It's a reason why you the only blue jersey over there. Somebody say, come on, boss, same team. Yeah, I know, bro. See, but listen, unless you play, you got to understand, bro. I play ball, bro, on all levels. It's same team, but when we out there, it's us versus them, bro. And that's how it go. It's our side versus them. And I'm not, and maybe I'm old school. Maybe these guys just friendly now. Just friendly. Like, friendly is in now. Everybody friends, you know. Friends, nah, bro, not where I'm from. No, not. And I guess it depends where you from, but where I'm from, yeah, what Brian Peters said, it was always defense versus offense. We was not actually cool until we got into the locker room. Do anybody feel me on that played ball? To where when you was on the field, you was not cool with the offense. But when it was time to go into the locker room, that's when we talk about, hey, bro, where we going tonight? What club we going to? You know what I mean? That's when we got cool. But when we was on the field, bro, I ain't dapping you up. And I ain't dapping up nobody who just beat my partner. Why do you think he over there by himself? He's by himself, bro. He's the only one. Hey, good catch. Man. You go tell him that secretly. You go tell him out on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? You go say, hey, bro, that was a good catch over there. You don't go do that right when he beat your homie. That's just me, though. Maybe, you know. And my boy said, I played both ways. So he said, I played both ways. If you play both ways, it depends on what you playing that day. He said he might be LVE's roommate. Yeah, sure. Well, see, like I said, I'm still old school. See, I'm from the place to where you fought your roommates the hardest. Your roommates, you didn't take it easy on your roommate. You actually fought your roommate harder because you go have to deal with them every day. Yeah. Yeah, and my boy Peter Street, he said, nah, you right, no dog in him. Exactly, bro. Anybody that played, no, that's a rule, bro. You don't do that. You just don't do that, bro. You don't, hey, man, that was a good catch on my cornerback. Ooh, you made a good play on my boy. Bro, nah, you don't do that. But anyway, let me keep going because that's going to divide us. I ain't trying to get us divided. I'm just observing. So, going back to Nashawn, and TJ, and looking, and we're going to look at a lot of these guys, but this was truly what Mike McCarthy called big play. This is big play day. That's what he called it. So this particular play, that's not on TJ. That's a bad ball. Because you can see they trying to, oh, we got us a super chat. My boy said, all good, just having fun with $10. I appreciate that, big dog. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm having fun too, man. I'm just telling you like it is in terms of how we play. And I'm also open to there were different sides of the country have different football etiquette rules. You know what I mean? I'm from Dallas. I'm from Southern Dallas. I'm gonna be honest. We was gangster. You know what I mean? Like, we played mean. That was the whole mentality of where I was from. Like, we didn't help people up. We didn't do none of that type of stuff. Not where I played. And matter of fact, if you was trying to help people up, my teammates would get mad. That's a real talk. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. If I was a sportsman and I went and helped up my competitor, my team captain on my defense would go off on me immediately. What the F are you doing, Slide? We don't help up the competitor, bro. Matter of fact, we trying to hit them in the in the pile. We biting them in the pile. Yeah. So it depends on where you from. You know what I mean? So, but I'm just telling you where I'm from, he broke a rule. He broke a rule. You don't do that. But going back to TJ, then I'm gonna open up the phones. So I'm looking at TJ, and that particular ball, they talking about, you know, that was a good play by the corner, but or was it a bad ball? I think it's more of a bad ball. See, you got to put that ball where he ain't got to jump through the corner. You know what I'm saying? you throwing to a 6'6" dude, you gotta throw it up. You know what I mean? So, that play was just uncatchable. You know what I'm saying? And, oh yeah, I went to Carter, big dog. I went to Carter. He say Soccer Carter. Yeah, I went to the SOC. I went to Carter. My brother went to SOC. So yeah, man. Let me see. And so this is another Joseph's. Looking at TJ. And see, this is good, bro. When I'm watching my boy TJ, and he going against a quick Joseph's, and he turns him around, that's what you want to see. So it's one of those things, and I think LJ said it best. We not crowning these dudes. We not putting them on the 55 roster. But it is the fact that this dude is stacking good days, and I'm gonna give him his credit for it. Is that he's continually stacking good days. For people that came in late, I'm gonna play this again. I'm gonna play something to show you that the momentum is truly building. I'm gonna play this again. Listen. TJ Vasher is another. That's my whole breakdown. I ain't trying to show you the whole breakdown. Here we go.
Keep an eye on these two guys, Marquise Bell and TJ Vasher, the wide receiver, 6'6" out of Texas Tech.
Right.
He spent all last year on non-football injury. He had knee surgery, and you just look at him. He's always open, right? He's 6'6". Just throw it up. And he had a catch yesterday that got a couple wows from everybody.
And see, I showed y'all that to show you that this ain't the first time we hearing his name. And that's good. That's all I'm saying. It's good when you starting to hear the same names over and over, because that means they making plays. So I'm going to open up the call line again, and then we'll look at some more players, and we'll talk about more things that's going on day 3. But remember, this is a freestyle. So on a freestyle, you don't have to talk about DJ. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to throw the call line up. Let me turn this down. All right, so we got the call line open again. Here we go. Let me turn this down. Okay, here we go. Man, y'all calling fast this time. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Hey, what's going on, Boss Cowboy, man? This is Tariq, man.
What's up, Tariq?
Cooler, man. Cooler. What's up, Cowboy Nation? Stand up, share, like, subscribe. And make sure y'all hit that like button. We're playing.
For real.
Hey, man, I'm like this, man. I love to hear about players that are needle in haystacks. I love to hear about that. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I promote that, you know what I mean? Because
Amen.
I feel like this is a team sport. Anybody that can make your team better, that's what I'm going for. I don't care about names all the time. My whole thing is, if the guy can play, put him out there.
Right.
Let him shine. You know what I mean? And Dallas, what makes me upset with the Cowboys is that sometimes you got to go above and beyond just to show your skills out here if you're not a first-round draft pick, second-round draft pick. I'm just looking for good football players that can go out there and make a difference in the game. Right. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
And I hope Jerry and Steven have learned from last year, especially in that playoff game. If somebody's hurt, even though they're making all the money, put the better player in and try to win the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Because what they did last year in the playoffs was not championship football. That's why we didn't advance. Because I don't know any championship coach who left a player on the field and he was hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to say this. If Vasher or any of these other players that's undrafted or probably went in the later round, if they can come out and make a difference on this team and contribute, that's what's up. I'm feeling that all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
And my whole thing, and I'm going to land my plane, is that I'm hoping that the defense I keep hearing that all the defense is this, defense is that. We're supposed to be so-called better than last year. My whole thing is this. I want the defense to be so good to where it's when Micah Parsons steps off the field to get a breather, nothing changed. We don't stop a beat. We keep rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's been everybody don't see last year when this dude steps off the field, it looked a little bit different. Teams start coming at us a little harder. You know what I mean? And my whole thing is we need more dogs on the field, and I hope that's what they're addressing. All about the dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we go into the season and we see something need to be tweaked, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones need to pick up that phone and try to shop. If you gotta get some of these draft picks up, or some of these players that's coming up for other teams as veterans that don't been to the promised land, or at least been deep in the playoffs and they was good players and they still got a little tread on them tires, they need to be picking up the phone trying to get some of these dudes on this team, man. That's my biggest thing, man. I'm tired of us being stubborn and thinking that we're just gonna have young dudes take us to the promised land. Don't get me wrong, we're gonna need these young guys. We're gonna need these second-year players. But we also know superstars win championships.
Yes.
They step up in the big times. You know what I mean? So that's all I really had to say. But hey, man, if that guy, if he's gonna come out here and make a difference for us in the red zone where we struggled at last year, right. I don't understand why we were struggling that way last year. You know what I'm saying? Because that's normally not what the Cowboys do. We normally put the ball in the belly of the running back and run people over. But last year it was a little bit too pass happy for me, and I didn't like some of those plays that was called in the red zone. We looked a real suspect.
Yeah.
And I think some of that came to bite us in the behind later on in the down the line in the season, because you can't do certain things against good teams. You can do certain things against bad teams, but good teams you can't do all that. I would have to say almost college football style type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And think that it's gonna work. Like that's what used to kill me last year, man. But I'm gonna land my plane right there. I ain't got nothing else to say. Cowboy Nation, like, share, subscribe, like I said before. And Cowboys, let's go, man.
Man, let's go. Good call, Tariq. Appreciate it, big dog.
All right, no doubt.
All right, man. Let's get to some more of this sauce, man. And I see a lot of y'all showing DFW some love. You know, I appreciate that. I'm a Dallas boy through and through, and I love the growth of Dallas. I saw my boy said he went to CeeDee Hill, man. Yeah, that's we consider all that Dallas, big dog, because CeeDee Hill ain't nothing but 20. I mean, it ain't even 20 minutes, man. It's 20 minutes from the heart of downtown. It's more so like right in the middle of the South Side. You know. So no, all that's Dallas to me, big dog. You know what I mean? I tell people that all the time. You can be in Fort Worth and we still say DFW. We put it all together. But anyway, yeah, Tariq right, man, in terms of we definitely need some dogs. Like, definitely need some dogs. And I am definitely for, these guys, making plays, because, I did a breakdown the other day. Coach Marv sent me something, and a lot of people don't know this, but 30% of the league is made up of undrafted free agents. That's almost a third of the starters are undrafted from 2019. That's amazing. So we got to learn to stop trying to judge these players based on when they was drafted and judge them based on how they playing. So let's look at a couple of more plays. One thing that I noticed, just keeping it real, that boy CeeDee Lamb is looking good, man. That boy CeeDee Lamb, like my boy Rome said today, man, that boy's gonna shut up a lot of people that don't think he a number one. So go ahead and say it now. If you don't think you're number one, say it now. Just go ahead and say it now so we can know who you are. Because you're going to want to get quiet once the season starts. Because you're going to be loud now. So we want to know exactly who you are. Because I see number one. I do. And I would never say it if I didn't see it. I see it. That boy look ready, man. He look ready. And Dak look ready. So I just wanted to definitely say that. And then another dude who continually stacking good days, this another one from John Machota, is Anthony Brown. Like, he had another chance at an interception right here. He just dropped another interception. That would have been 2 in 2 days. Another pick. Boom. Yeah. yeah, like, so when Mike McCarthy said, so my boy Tyreek, I appreciate that though, Tyreek. I appreciate he said 88, number one. I don't know. Are you saying he is a number one, or are you saying he not? I want to know. I want everybody to be clear. Speak now. That's what I want. I want everybody to be clear where you stand. Cause this is what I don't like. I don't like when people be like they doing Zeke right now. I hate how the media been hating on Zeke this whole offseason, writing articles on he's my top player to not be back in 2023 and all this kind of stuff. Then when thank you, Tyreek, I see it. Then when he goes off, then they go get quiet. I can't stand them type people. I can't stand it. At least if you made a stand, just own that you was wrong, big dog. It's a whole lot of people don't do that. They'll do all this loud hating, but then they have quiet when it's time to be humble. They're quiet. They don't say, oh yeah, I missed on that, bro. I missed on that. Yeah. So I want to hear these people. Yeah. I want to hear who you are. Go ahead and say it now, because I'm seeing you finna be wrong, bro. Whoever you are, anybody that's on the CeeDee Lamb ain't no number one, you getting ready to be wrong, dog. And Ty said he became the number one the day Coop left. Let's go. Amen. Amen. Yeah. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. Let me look at some more stuff real quick. Yeah, and they talking, yeah, so this the type of play. And see John Machota, he follow the stars. Like everything that's gonna be on his Twitter is gonna be what the stars will do. I wanna kinda know what them B team boys doing. We know they cold. Like, but Trayvon Diggs, and that's an uncatchable ball to Houston, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he in coverage, but Dak, I don't know where you was throwing that, big dog. And they don't know each other yet. They had no off season, so they likely not used to each other. But Dak, I don't know where you was throwing on that one, dog, because that was fully uncatchable. But then on this play, they showing where they gave CeeDee Lamb the ball like a running back. Ooh. I don't know if I like that, though. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I like that. I know a lot of people gonna be like, oh, I like that. I don't know if CeeDee Lamb got the frame for that, dog. Just being honest, like that backfield, Kellen Moore, honestly, I would want you to scrap that play. I ain't gonna lie to you. This one of the plays that I like right here, my boy Ferguson and Cooper Rush. Yeah, where Cooper Rush threw that thing off his back foot. Cooper Rush broke everything, every quarterback rule. He broke every rule. You are not supposed to throw a ball off your back foot like that. No. And he launched that thing straight off his. We got us a super chat. Yeah, okay. My boy said, let's hear about the trenches. I got some trenches stuff, and I'm gonna get to that. And I'm gonna go through all the stuff that got my attention. All right, but I want to show Ferguson and Cooper tracking that ball, high pointing it, catching it over 2 DBs for 6. I like that, man. I like that. And then obviously Diggs with his first interception. All right, let me see. And that's CeeDee with that one hand. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all want to be honest? I don't like this play. I don't like it. It's pretty, but it's not fundamental, bro. I'm just being honest. Can I be honest with you? Yeah. You always want them boys to go get it with 2 hands. You know, that's just keeping it real. You want them boys to go get it with 2 hands. Now, so for those who want to see the trenches, I noticed this. Like John talking about that play to Mike Machota, look at Basham right here. Look at Basham. Basham, look at 93. Keep your eyes right here. Don't focus on Schultz who made the catch. Focus your eyes right here. Watch Basham. That's why I'm excited about these D, because everybody. Say, Basham been working on that spin move. Look at Basham, man. Boy, I'm like, let me rewind that. Look at, y'all got Basham. Y'all got Basham messed up. Boy, yeah, it's some stuff in here with them trench. Basham low-key had a good day. And you know what else I like about this play? Look at Sam Williams. I like great pursuit to the ball. You know what I'm saying? He don't let up on that play. You know what I'm saying? Go look at Sam Williams right here. This is what you want to see. You want to see those guys. Because Sam Williams, let me pause it. He right here, right? And when the ball in the air, he pursues it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to see. See, that's practicing great habits where you always run into the ball. I love it. I love it. I really do love what I'm seeing on this D. I mean, yeah, this D, bro. And see, this is because remember what Mike McCarthy said. Not Mike McCarthy. Remember what let me pause this real quick so I can talk. Remember what Dan Quinn said. He said this in OTAs and minicaps. He said, yeah, it's the little things. Yeah, see, I be looking at that, bro. I be looking at the little thing. That boss is sleeping on Sam Williams. Boy, that boy said Williams, bro. I'm seeing more and more on Sam Williams. And I'm going to just be honest. Because he looked like Micah Parsons physically in the face. I'm starting to see where he looked like Micah Parsons even on that pass rush, dog. See, because I think Micah Parsons is pushing him. I ain't going to lie. I think he see the greatness in Micah Parsons. Yeah, it was no sack. It was no sack. I wasn't praising his sack. I was praising the move in the bag. I'm glad I saw that he got something in that bag. He didn't get the sack. I wasn't praising the sack. I was praising that he got something for that tackle in case Dak had to step up. So yeah, Dak rolled out. But if he didn't, if he would have stepped up in his pocket, he cooked right there. And that's a pressure, dog. See, because Dak had to get off his spot. We talking real football right here. No, it wasn't no sack. But that timing was disrupted. Somebody say pause. Yeah, like, I'll pause it. Yeah, so I'll show it. I'll show it real clear. Right here, boom. Dak immediately got to get off his spot right now. So whatever timing was set up is disrupted. It's disrupted. And it's because of Basham. And let me tell you something. You want them quarterbacks running around like that. That's exactly what you want. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, no, don't sleep on that super spin move that he been working on. Cause that man, that boy, woo, I see you, boy, I see you, Basham, woo, one more time, rah, woo, I see you, Basham, I see you. Oh, I can't wait. When that's your 14 or 15 defensive end.
Yoga fire.
All right. Let me see if I got some more for y'all. I do. Give me 1 second. All right. So my boy Life Crazy said he wanted to talk about the trenches. So let's talk about the trenches. I pay attention to Patrick No C Walker. You're not gonna get. Yeah, I am hype. I get hype, man. First of all, Dave Walker, I love defense. Listen, I do. Listen, I like offense. I love defense, dog. Defense is in my blood. I love D, and I'm not capping. I'm dead serious. I mean, I love D. When I see the right stuff on D, it gives me hype. Pursuit to the ball. All them boys getting after it, stand together, us versus the world. Yeah, and I'm seeing it because that's what Quinn talked about. Quinn said, going back to what Quinn said in minicamps and OTAs, he said, I'm at the point where I don't have to teach my guys the standard. They know the standard, and they police each other on the standard. Pursuit to the ball, speed, 100% between those between the lines and to the whistle, I'm seeing it. That whole D moving fast, and I love it. But I was bringing up Patrick No-See Walker because I look at him for this type of clue. He gonna only highlight what really stood out. You see what I'm saying? So if he talk about you after watching the whole days of practice, that's because you really pop. You know what I mean? He not rapid fire. He not talking about the world. He's sitting out there and he just, okay, who really pop? So he was talking about the other day, Houston. He said Houston had a good day. So when he talk and he say a keynote, he talking about who had a good day. He not just talking about who had a good play. He talking about who had a good day. So you can know who to keep your eyes on, especially as we start getting more video coverage from preseasons and practices, and when they start having those dual practices. What's up, T Smooth? I see you. But he said Neville Gallimore looks quicker, but without losing his mass or strength. He executed a spin move in team drills as a defensive end on a three-man front and reappeared in the face of the QB. It was the provocative #Cowboys. Say, I like that. I like that. So my boy, Life is Crazy. Say, let's talk about that D. I got some stuff about that D. And we talking about Gallimore. You know what I mean? And this is the thing with all them trenches. It's gonna be, and let me be honest with you. It's gonna be really hard to get a real feel for them trenches until them pads come on. Because we gotta be able to see violence to really be able to judge them. Because in the trenches, it's violence, it's physical. It's guys that's literally trying to take your manhood. They literally trying to embarrass you in front of your mama and your girlfriend and your little newborn infant. That's the trenches. So right now, as long as they don't have them shoulder pads on, it's gonna be hard to really see like this play. See this play right here. This is just shows you how mean the trenches are. Let me rewind it and slow it down. Look at Neville Gallimore in the middle. This is what trenches is, and this is the violence in the trenches. He ain't do nothing but destroy that dude. That was just total destruction. So you can't see that until they put their pads on. So even though people want to talk about the trenches, we can talk about it, but we not gonna really be able to give true quality analysis until they put their pads on. So we can talk about the spin moves, we can talk about the quickness, but we can't talk about the other part of the trenches, which is power. We can't judge power until they're actually thudding up. You know what I'm saying? So, but there is things you can judge. You can judge the quickness, you can judge the spins, you can judge the counters, you can judge the hands, you can judge the swim. You can see all that kind of stuff, but it's not going to be complete until we see the power. All right, so I just wanted to be clear on that. But that did make me excited when I see Patrick No-See Walker highlight one guy, because I've been watching his Twitter style as he's sitting out there at practice. Just notice his Twitter style. If you go to any one of the other Twitters, they rapid fire. They just giving you picture after picture after picture after picture. They just giving you, oh, this is what they look like warming up. This is Dak. Oh, this is TJ. This is you know, they just no. His stuff, he just about 3 or 4 tweets. That's all he gonna give you. But those 3 or 4 tweets are full of meat. So, and this is another thing since we're dealing with the trenches. All right. So I'm giving y'all as much as I can a complete analysis of training camp. All right, just my take on it, me freestyling with y'all. And before I get into this, let me take this trench and then I'm gonna get the phones back up and freestyle with the fam. So Todd Archer said when the Cowboys took Tyler Smith in the first, they called him a left. No, I'm gonna come back to that because I'm gonna have to talk about this. That's gonna take a while. So yeah, because I gotta talk about that. That's a whole nother subject. So let's get them. Yeah, hold on real quick. My boy said hit them likes. Yeah, hold on real quick. Let's talk about that real quick. Hit the likes, y'all. And, you know, take a pause real quick. Let's all take a pause. Hit the likes. It's just what it is. Because obviously Boss Cowboy Sports is growing. It looked like we could probably hit 4,000 subs even before the season start. But that's not going to happen unless we work together. You know, we got to work together. We got to do the things that grow the channel. And what grow the channel, yeah, my boy Spiffy. Yeah, see, my boy Spiffy kept it real. See, this happens because I do this. I'm telling y'all, I do this too. I will be loving content. I'll be like, man, this content good. And look at my boy Spiff. Let me show you. This is what Spiffy said. Spiffy said, I'm guilty. Just hit the like. It happens, bro. Like, we'll be talking about this and you'll be into it, or you'll be driving. It'll be a whole lot of stuff that's just going on, and we all forget to hit that. But I do see this channel is getting way better hitting them likes. So with as many people as we got in the building right now, yeah, y'all go ahead and hit that like, man. I don't care what you're doing. You can be staying with your little mama, you know, watching me on the sly. But the last thing you got to do real quick before she roll over, hit that like, big dog. That's just the right thing to do. All right, so back to, let's take some phone calls real quick. Here we go. Give me a second to get the phone lines ready. Hold on, let me cut. I got the phone lines back open, y'all. So y'all already started calling. I'm sorry. Waiting on the phones. Come back in. All right. So we got the phone lines open. I'm gonna call out because I see a couple of y'all tried to call in, so I'm gonna call out.
Yes, hello.
Hey, what's up? This is Boss Cowboy. You live.
How you doing today?
Hey, who is this?
This is JR from Little Rock, Arkansas.
What's up, JR?
Nothing much. I just wanted to speak on the TJ Vasher thing.
What you got, big brother?
I agree 100% with you, man. It's all about stacking good days. You can't criticize the man when he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Facts.
he has to do it in practice before he do it in the game.
Facts.
You know, and we all know that last year he didn't play because he was on a non-football injury list. And we have to understand that he had a little time to learn. You know, he had a little time to learn and watch.
Right.
You know, because when you look at it, the man is doing exactly what he's supposed to do, and he's doing it over our second-round draft pick. You know, and we can say what we want to say about him. We got him for a specific reason. He's a specialist.
Right.
He's not going to be out there every down. He's a specialist.
Right.
We know what he specializes in.
He knows what he specializes.
And I don't see anybody. I mean, the man catch radius is so vast. I mean, you can throw it anywhere. We know he's not a burner. He's not going to burn you. We know he's not. He doesn't play with a lot of. He doesn't play and creates a lot of separation.
No.
You know, but he catches the ball. That's his specialty. He catches the ball in traffic. He doesn't need separation.
Right.
Because if you throw the ball right, he can catch it with his catch rating. So I just feel like when people say, I heard the gentleman earlier, and he was saying that, you know, he was making it seem like the practice don't mean anything.
No.
You know, and
that was what he wasn't saying that. He was saying, LJ was saying, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid because of good days, because we've seen this before. And that's measured. That's measured.
That's it, and that's true, but that's true for every team.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true for every team. So when we get them in practice and they're doing what they're supposed to do, we're supposed to say yes. But like you say, it's measured.
It's measured. Yeah.
It's measured.
He basically said, keep stacking. Let's see you do it when the pads come on. Then once you do it with the pads go on, then let's see you do it in preseason when the lights come on. And then once you do it with the lights come on, then let's see you do it when the real game lights come on. You know, so that's measured, but at the same time, what you saying is just as true. Is let's celebrate now too. You know what I'm saying? Because in life we do that too much. In life, we don't celebrate enough as people the process. You know what I mean?
Yes. You know,
and
immediately
you
want to jump to the future when we can't even celebrate the present.
Celebrate it.
You know,
celebrate it.
And another thing I wanted to speak on is that when people, like you said, Anthony Brown, it took time for me to come around with him too.
Yeah.
You know, it took a while for me to come around because I wanted him gone. Yeah. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you because I remember the game. I forgot who it was, but they picked on him all game.
Yeah, man.
And was successful. You know, so, I mean, I agree with you, but to me, he's a better player. I think his confidence, I don't know, and it seems to have started when Trey Diggs got on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, okay, now it's a competition. Not with just the wide receivers, it's a competition with the other corners.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if that's true, but it just seems like when Trayvon Diggs got on the other side, Anthony Brown, he stepped his game up.
It's true. And let me tell you why I know you speaking facts, JR. Because Everson Walls came on the final word last year, right? And one of the key things that he said interceptions are contagious. He said that's why I always tried to be the first to get the interceptions going. Because he said if I got going, my teammates got going. Because you're right, it's internal competition. If my boy across from me get a pick internally and mentally, I'm going to say, I got to give me one too.
I know just as good as him.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that competition, I think that's a part that bettered Anthony Brown also. You know, like they were saying that we was going to get rid of him even when we signed him to the contract.
Right.
You know, so I mean, they was always saying they looking for a replacement, Kelvin Joseph, which is possible, but that's a future replacement because right now Kelvin Joseph don't look like he up to tax right now. I know it's just a small sample. You know, it could change later on, and like I say, when we get the pads on. But I got more trust in Anthony Brown, even with the pads on. You know, I mean,
that's just what it is.
I don't know,
and that's saying a lot coming from people like me and you. Because last year I was like, rip the Band-Aid off, get rid of Anthony Brown, and just start this youngster. Let's build with him. But now I'm just like you. It's like Kevin Joseph got to make big plays to take it away from Anthony Brown because Anthony Brown is the one making the big plays. I'm sorry, dog. He picked off Dak yesterday and took it to the house.
Yeah,
ones versus ones.
You know, so and you have to look at it and just take it for what it is. I mean, to me, Anthony Brown betters our team better than Kevin Joseph.
It's just what it is. And see, that's where more people got to be like you, JR, to where we able to just say we got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. You know what I mean? Anthony Brown did step up. I did not see it coming. Yes, it did take him 6 years. No other team would have gave him 6 years, but it don't matter at this point. It's the fact that he's here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to treat him like he's year 4
for you,
Anthony Brown, when he playing like year 6 Anthony Brown. What's your question?
Is Leighton Vander Esch going to be our starting linebacker? Because to me, it looks like. Hello?
Yeah, I was taking my time to answer that question. Yes, I think he gonna be the starting linebacker, but let's let the grass do the talking. You know what I mean?
I get you on that. I get you. But I heard I want to say it was Mickey the other day who said something about we got an absolute steal because he was going to like sign with the Steelers for like $8 million. But something else happened and they signed someone else. So he took the money that Dallas was giving him and we stole him and all this and off the 1-year deal. And I don't believe we stole him. I believe that we got a decent linebacker for a decent price.
I think, I'm going to say it like this, JR. I think we got what the contract said he was. Can I be honest? Because all 31 teams looked at him and said, we're not even gonna give you that. We go put it like this. Anthony Brown got a $5 million per year contract after a bad year, not to 21 season, the 2020 season. The 2020 season was bad. after a bad year and being injured. LVE played all 17 games and only got $2 million. What does that say?
Man, he always been the same LVE. I've been knowing him. He has no pop to his game. I mean, every time he tackles, he's being dragged. You know, so I mean, that's why I was asking is I started linebacker because I mean, as a linebacker, you're supposed to have at least a minimum amount of pop to your game. You know, make somebody be, you know, kind of leery a little bit from coming over the middle or them tackling you. But with him, it's no pop to his game. I mean, you don't go backwards, you go forward. And he hanging on to your leg, you know, as a 260-pound man.
Yeah.
You know, so I just look at it like, you know, like they say they want to get more physical because that's what they saying that's what happened in the 49ers game. And to me, that's not helping us get physical. But like, I'm going to go with what you said because it's true. Let the grass do the talking.
Yeah. And see, that's why I can't wait till them pads come on because I think that's when some of them linebackers go separate. I think that's when you go see Story. I think that's when we go see Jeff. Them boys who really show up with them pads on, that's what I'm waiting on. You know what I mean? Because right now the people that's getting the highlights are the skill positions, the receivers, the corners. You know what I'm saying? That's who getting it.
Because I seen your video on Story, and to me, I don't know. That could, you know, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I was talking about Story with one of my friends this morning. How, and like Law said, like Story got a following for a reason. How do you have a following as an undrafted free agent? Like I told him in my video, I said, bro, I'm telling you it from somebody who does this as a content creator. I made a video because it was a crazy demand, and every time I would make a video, they would say, "Okay, we need a video on Story." I was like, "God, let me go find some film on this dude." Huh?
I went and watched this footage.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, it looked like, and then I seen your video. It looked like he's gonna put on a little weight or got in. It looks like he a linebacker.
Yeah, he looked like a middle linebacker right now, and I think I think you want me to be honest with you, JR?
Yes, sir.
I think he here to take LVE's spot. Go back and listen to the interview again, and I asked him. I said, "Why did you choose Dallas?" Because I know you're an undrafted free agent. You had a choice out of all these teams. You chose Dallas. Yeah, he said, "I felt like Dallas needs somebody like me." Go listen to it. He said, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna let my pads do the talking when we put them pads on. Story mean that too.
I believe it. I believe
that.
Well, I'm gonna say this before I go. I mean, I appreciate you for answering my call, and
no problem, big
and
dog.
don't believe it. Y'all don't believe the hype about them saying that the Eagles going to overtake Dallas Cowboys. I got the Eagles and Dallas Cowboys a wild card. You know, the pundits. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody believe that, man. They already barely practicing and got a almost brand whole new squad. No cohesiveness, you know, so they, you know, so don't nobody believe that. We still the team to beat in the NFC East.
Man, I'm glad you brought that up because now I'm finna talk about that, and then I'm gonna talk about the other stuff. Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. But yeah, let me take on that topic you just brought up because I'm gonna talk about that.
All right, I appreciate you for taking my call, man.
All right, thank you, man. Good call, really good call. Appreciate it, JR. All right, that was JR. All right, here we go. I gotta show y'all this because I mean this. Hold on real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta find it. Give me 1 second. Y'all be patient. When it's live, it's really live. Alright. Yeah, here it is. I found it. I posted this today. And we finna have us a discussion. We gotta have us a real discussion what JR just said. I wanna talk to the family real quick, and then I'm gonna get back into this content. Alright, then we gonna take some more calls and freestyle. And I'm likely gonna be back later on too with Big Game James. So this gonna be another fire day full of content, man. But I gotta talk about what he just said, man. Cause I think he said that dead on. I'm just getting it. Okay, it's ready now. Here we go. So I posted this 3 hours ago from RJ Chor, where Dak Prescott career records against the NFC East is 7-3 versus the Philly Boo Boo Green Dookie Boys, 9-1 versus the Washington Has-Beens, and 9-2 versus the New York Little Giants. And they literally have the nerve. This is what I hate, and this is what I said to his point, to JR's point. He brought up Philly. He said this, and I mean this. I mean exactly what I'm saying, and I hate to see us do what I'm saying. I said this is why we can't let anybody in the division pretend to have equal energy as the Dallas Cowboys, especially Philly. And I mean that. See, because we got to be careful also as fans that we don't also give them equal energy. And what I mean by that is when they come to us with their chest out, we can't respond as if they matter. You know what I mean? Because that's giving them equal energy. When they come and start talking about how we the paper champs and we favor to win a division and all of this kind of stuff, if you even fighting and arguing with them, we fell into the trap of giving them equal energy. We should just laugh at them and be like, for real, little brother. That's why anybody that watch me go against them Philly dudes, they love it, because I takes nothing from them. And I really mean I takes not a thing from any one of them, because they are really low-key losers. They are really low-key. They have a very, very toxic, trash, loser mentality, and it's garbage. They brag on stuff like making the playoffs. We made the playoffs 4 years in a row. It's like, bro, we don't care about that in Dallas. There's no trophies for making the playoffs, so we don't talk like that. Now, some people do, but the majority of us is like, bro, if it ain't no trophy, if it ain't no ring, we don't care about. We made a good attempt this year and the year before. We always give it a good faith effort in this organization. That's a losing mentality, big dog. My boy Cole say, yeah, he probably is. He say, boss, you know Notion probably snooping, dog. He probably is, bro. This dude, one of them Philly dudes, Philly Notion, literally watched the entire draft of all of our shows to try to watch our thoughts when we was making our picks and when Philly was making our picks. None of us worked that hard. None of us worked that hard to counter Philly. When I'm getting ready, when me and Cole getting ready to have a debate, we just show up. I don't do no research. I don't research what you said, Philly Notion or Lord Brunson or any one of them dudes. I just show up because I already know we the kings. So I ain't got to do no work. I ain't got to do nothing but show up, because that's what we do. We own you. So I just wanted to say that real quick, because I see too many of us fighting with Philly.
Yoga fire. Yoga
like they
flame.
Like they equal. Like it's like, bro, you not even close. If anything, you close the distance on paper. But man, that is really, really, really super duper a super false narrative that they're favored to win when the record versus Dak is 7-3. You really think this go change? You really think over Dak's career this is go change? Dak is go continue to dominate this division. Dak is going into year 7. You might as well count it. Go ahead and count it. And see, let me tell you why you can really count it. This is getting into more content I didn't expect to talk about, but I'm going to show y'all something else. This is some good stuff, right? So Bobby Belt, he came out and he was showing, he said, Dak, He said Dak turns 29 today, which is around the time a lot of quarterbacks really begin to hit their prime. He right on that, first of all, because if anybody research and go listen to Romo said that the game really slowed down in him in year 7. He said that's when the game became to where he knew the defenses, he recognized everything before it happened. The game slowed down in year 7. He just some recent examples of quarterbacks who saw statistical improvements after turning 29. So just look at this list. Drew Brees up to 28, his passing rating was 87.9. But when he turned 29 and the game slowed down, 103. Ryan Tannehill, 86.5. Let me get my button because this is going to make it better with my buttons. 86.5. Going at 29, 104. 100.4. Totally different quarterback. Tom Brady, who y'all call the GOAT. Y'all call him Jesus Christ GOAT. Before 29, only 88.5. After 29, 100.2. Matthew Stafford, who a lot of y'all said y'all would take over Dak, before he turned 29, was 86.8. After 29, 98.3. Kirk Cousins, before he turned 29, was 93.6. So I ain't got to keep going through this list to just kind of break down the point. And this is what I said. It's very obvious what this is saying regarding Dak. Romo said the game slowed down for me in year 7. Unique that Dak will likely get even better according to the apparent career trends of franchise quarterbacks. And see, this is the best thing about this list. Dak is already around this. Dak is already career rise before year 7. Already better than Ryan Tannehill, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford. I'm talking about his passing rating average. So if he already started in the 100s, what is Dak gonna be in year 7? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I got a little bit off topic, but that was worth it. That was worth it. That was worth it. You know, I mean, JR started that. JR got me on that. But those are the things that I tweeted, and obviously JR gave me an opportunity to talk about that. All right, I'm gonna take another call before I get into what I was getting ready to get into, especially within the trenches. So let me throw the phone lines back on, because freestyle is the best. And y'all see, it's obvious, freestyle is the best. When I throw these phone lines on and y'all smart fans call, matter of fact, I'm calling now. I'm calling B-Bird. I think it's B-Bird.
Hello?
This Boss Cowboy Sports, you live.
Hey, this is B-Bird, man.
I knew it was you. What's up?
Nothing much. Hey, I actually, I don't want to kind of break up what you were saying, because I was going to talk about the CeeDee Lamb #1 thing.
Freestyle. Let's go.
So great show last night too, man. You were West Coast and the other young man, because I got to look at it this morning, and that stat about the top 10 in passing attempts and no top 10 in receptions, kind of, it shook me like it shook y'all. I was like, wow, that was something else.
That was.
But
let me say it right though. He said that for the last 3 years we've been top 10 in pass attempts, but we never had even one receiver that was top 10 in targets.
Correct. And what that, and then you said, then some West Coast said that troubled me just like it troubled you.
Oh man.
When West Coast was there, West Coast said man, they just kind of spread the ball around. I couldn't even really tell CeeDee Lamb from anybody because they're not really targeting him. And boy, that sent up an alarm for me.
Me too.
And I'm glad you were on there because you kind of think alike in that. And you asked all the questions I would like to ask. I was like, man, that's kind of scary because that sounds more system type stuff again.
Yep.
And so one of the things I was going to say is that CD could be a number one, but with this system, we might not even see it.
Right. Yeah. I can't fight that, B-Bird. I can't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing I'm a little bit afraid of, man.
Yeah.
That, whereas these other teams, man. I mean, I think about the Bengals, the Rams. I mean, Green Bay. Like they're targeting their guys, man. When it comes down to one of the things I said, you remember KC against Buffalo?
Yeah.
They had the two plays they needed to go to get the field goal.
Kelsey and Hill. Mm-hmm.
It went to
I already knew where you was going.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it went to money players. They didn't go to these other guys, man.
They went to the money.
Other guys. They went to the money players, and that's what you got to have, man. A money player and go to them, man. So we've never really operated like that. We've always operated with Dez or Mike or somebody like that. We had that money player over there. We go to that guy, man. So I don't know why we're getting away from that so much with this system stuff. But again, man, and I'm gonna let you go after this. CD could be a number one, but we might not even see it.
Yeah. I do got some encouragement for you unless you got to go. I do got some encouragement for you.
I do have to go, but I'm going to listen to you
offline,
man.
Sound like you working.
Go on, preach it, brother. I appreciate it.
I got you, B. I'm going to address what you said because it's some good news. All right. So this is the other side to what B-Bird and my concern is we also got to look at the design of practices. So Mike McCarthy in every press conference said what the focus of the practices was going to be. Okay. So yesterday when we was talking about that, the focus of the practice was third downs. Okay. So they was practicing the scenarios of third downs. So we all know you're going to have multiple types of third downs, third and short, third and medium, and third and long. So West Coast was saying when he was out there that he was seeing a whole bunch of 12 personnel to the facts that it started saying, I don't see CeeDee Lamb getting these targets. But that's also saying what? In third down, we go likely attack teams with the 12 personnel. That's what it's also saying. The good news to encourage B Bird, today it was different. Mike McCarthy said today is about big plays. So when you saw today being about big plays, we saw CeeDee Lamb involved today a lot. You see what I'm saying? Which is encouraging, right? It doesn't make me have the downer attitude that I had yesterday because I saw what they was doing today when it come down to big plays. What was they doing with big plays? They was trying to throw it up to TJ Vasher. They was trying to go vertical with Lamb. That's what they was doing, which when you tie in also the fact that Amari already gave up the sauce and he won, and he said that how it worked in Dallas. He said they don't do stuff in games unless they practice it first. So they giving us the clues. They saying today is big play day, and look at the people who got all the targets on the big play day. It was TJ, it was Schultz, and it was Lamb. To me, that gives me a little bit of hope. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Y'all know that. I ain't drinking Kellen Moore Kool-Aid. But that does say that hopefully CeeDee Lamb might get his targets, and hopefully we attack matchups. So I'm going to take another call before I get into that last stuff real quick. Okay, we got a call. All right, Boss Cowboy Sports.
What's up, boss? How you doing, man? It's Lokes 44, Sin City hard hitter.
What's up, Logan, man? You be jumping on me, man. I got my phones finally going. You've been killing me with these phones
man,
for
I
about
love
4
it.
months,
I love
big
it.
dog.
You know
got
I gotta keep you on your
phones.
toes.
You got me, dog. What's up, man? What's up, 44? Let's talk this ball, big dog.
Oh man, I wanted to call in. I had a question for you about a member of the offensive line, not the starting offensive line, but a backup position.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like the way that some people talk about him, and I want to know where you stand on him. Isaac Alarcon, us Mexicans are really gunning for him to make the team and become a starter. We really want him to succeed with the Cowboys. He's been with us for a while now. But I don't like what Mike Fisher had to say about him, and I wanted to see what you thought. I don't know if you heard it. But according to Mike Fisher, he is a glorified tackling dummy. He will never see time in a real game, and he is just here as a publicity stunt. I really think that Isaac has what it takes to become a starter. I think that he's been learning a lot these past years that he's been with the team, and I have a lot of faith in him, man. He seems like a good guy. I know that he didn't know how to play NFL football. He came from Mexico. But I really think that he's been making big strides, these past couple years, man. I wanted to see your opinion about what Mike Fisher had to say, and I also wanted to hear your opinion about him, your personal opinion as well.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and let you answer the question. Thanks for getting the phones going. I'll be out there. I'll be out there for the home opener, man. So you'll see me soon, man.
Let's get it, big dog.
All right, man. Well, you have a good day, and I'll go ahead and tune back in so I can listen to your response.
Let's get it. I got you, too. I'm going to answer that. All right, that was Los 44, man. Oh, man, this phone loud. God dog. Shut up, phone. Hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. Man, God. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to throw this phone. I promise you. Oh my God! Now my passcode not working. Y'all give me a second. I'm finna get y'all. I'll be right back, y'all. Y'all just give me 1 second. Hold on, cause I'm gonna answer that question. Hold on. Alright, so that's a real question 44 asked me. Whoo, cause now we finna talk about race. Y'all want Boss to talk about race?
Yoga fire.
Alright, I will. So this is the deal. We gotta understand that Mike Fisher is connected to the front office. And sometimes he is privy to inside information that you're not going to hear anywhere else. He also has a relationship with the Joneses. Like, he know them Joneses. Like, he one of the few people that likely got both of their numbers, Steven and Jerry. So, him saying that, it could be true. Because just like 44 said, and let's just be honest, one of the most loyal blocks of fans for the Dallas Cowboys are the Hispanic brothers and sisters. They are the most loyal, because when it comes down to the Hispanic culture, it's not just a football team. A lot of time it's a way that my Hispanic brothers and sisters bond with each other. They bond with each other off of Dallas Cowboy games. So we definitely know, and Jerry knows the value of his loyal Hispanic fans, because they are also some of the most loyal. They go show up. They go attend the games. They go tailgate. They go spend that money. They go advertise for Jerry. They wrap their trucks in Dallas Cowboy gear. They go to West Dallas, where a lot of my Hispanic brothers are. You go see a lot of their businesses in Dallas Cowboy colors. They are truly die hard. And he called him a publicity stunt. Well, I say this. We gonna just let the grass speak on that, because if he's a publicity stunt, it's gonna be obvious because he's gonna be trash when he hit the field. And if he trash when he hit the field and they still keep him around, he a publicity stunt. I'm gonna be honest. If he is trash and they keeping him around, they keeping him around just because they know it's causing the Hispanic brothers and sisters to be more endeared to the Cowboys. But was it wise to say? I don't think so. I think Fisher should have kept that to himself. Like, that's something just because now you just insulted a lot of people that have hopes in him. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people that's my Hispanic brothers and sisters, they want to be represented. It's just straight up. And let's all be honest. It is nothing racist about liking to see your culture or your color represented. We all felt better when we saw Barack Obama as our president, whether you believed in his politics or not, just because at least a little bit he represented us and was a door open for potentially others. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with liking to see your people do well. It's something wrong with wanting your people to do well at the expense of other people. Now that's wrong, but there's nothing wrong with having a sense of pride in your color and your culture. There's nothing wrong with that. If you white and you like being white, I'm not gonna call you racist for that. If you Hispanic and you love your culture, you love your music, I ain't got no problem with that. Cause I show like mine. I love my color, I love my culture, I love my people, I love my music, I love our swag, I love it. I love it. I wouldn't want to be anything else. I love it. But that's me. And I don't have no problem with that. So just to answer my boy 44, we go see. Let's let that grass talk. Once that grass talk, that's what's gonna really speak. And if he hold his own, then serve up some crow. Go, you know, I mean, you would do me like that, 44. 44, you charge me up. 44, like, man, get them phones working, boss. I'm super chatting. Get them phones working. Get them phones working. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You charge me up. So if Alex ball out, go right over to his channel and light him up. Like you light me up. Like, bro, what did you say about Alex? You said he was a publicity stunt? Well, I'm over here representing for my people, and he looked like he not a publicity stunt, and I need you to apologize for that. You know? That's how to handle that. And I'm pretty sure he will. I'm pretty sure if Alex ball out, I'm certain that Fisher will backpedal on that. You know what I mean? But he was likely giving you what he maybe heard from somebody on the inside. I just don't think he should have said it. That's my personal opinion. I think he should have kept it to himself. Like, everything that's exclusive don't need to be said. Just being honest. Because it was things, West Coast will tell you this, and this happened to a lot of us. We be knowing a lot of stuff before it happened, but some things is not right for us to say before the Cowboys. Like, I'm going to put it like this. Before that stuff came out on Kelvin Joseph's, West Coast knew it way early. He didn't say a word. He didn't say a word. West Coast hit me up. Boss, man, there's some stuff going around on Kevin Joseph. I'm getting a whole lot of evidence that he was at this shooting. And I'm like, what? But we didn't say a word because we wasn't trying to be first on that. We was like, this right here, Dallas, y'all be first on that. We'll just talk about it afterwards. So just sometimes it's good to just exercise discipline, and that's just what it is. And it, you know, and so I just wish he wouldn't have said that. So if he ball out, Shout out to my Hispanic brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all the black fist on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I do understand wanting your people to represent the team you love. And I ain't got no problem with that. And I don't think it's not even anything, even a tad bit racist about it. Straight up. That's what I gotta say. All right. They're taking the call. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss.
Yo, Coach, what's up?
Y'all still on? You still on?
Yeah, we live. Let's go.
Hey, man, I just came in and I saw you, man. I don't even know what your subject was, man, but I saw you a little fired up there, man. What you fired up about, brother?
Oh, no. Yeah, just I got a good question, and I was just, keeping it real on, race, And that's why I'm also happy I'm independent, because, see, I don't have nobody I got to check into when I'm talking about race. I ain't got nobody that's going to say, hey, boss, we heard your speech on race. It was good, but we kind of want to, stay away from that. We don't want to isolate the people who stormed the Capitol.
Hey, man, you always have somebody have something to say. But I want to ask you, boss. What's going on with the injury with my man, the rookie?
That was the last thing on my list. Okay.
It's time to go. It's time to go shopping with a tackle, man.
You think so?
Because if he's hurt, like I said, I've been saying the same thing. Rookies that you're trying to depend on can't miss time. He's a late round draft pick. He needs all the time. He needs to be every rep, every practice session. He needs that. You can't just say, oh well, he hadn't, practice. He's been out, and then when he gets back, we're gonna throw him into the fire or try to catch him up. Because you understand, with rookies, after you get out of training camp, it's really not really much you can do.
Well, let's talk about it, Coach.
So
the article said that he gonna miss a couple of days, so he not gonna miss no reps. That's with the pads, according. And I always noticed that he had a sling on his arm, which is usually from a shoulder separation. I had a shoulder separation. Those things can linger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So it's
talking to a guy.
Yeah.
You talking about a guy that messed with his shoulders and got to have reconstructed shoulder surgery on both arms.
Yeah.
In the next coming year. So hey, man, I understand that the shoulder is, but like I said, with him, that's going to hurt his strength because he maybe had a strength problem. But regardless of the fact if he practiced or not, I think we need to go in there and bring in a tackle. If we bring back Ty Nsekhe, I'm happy with that. You're just trying to hold the fort down, but you need somebody there to play that tackle position. I believe guard, you are really you loaded the guard because I see they got 40 out playing some guard. So I think you loaded the guard, but I think you need to bring somebody in case you may have multiple injuries. I like your options that you gave the other day but those options were based off that we may get a little something from Ball and the rookie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't get nothing from them, then you got a lot of those options. You got one option, and after that one option, if something else happens, somebody else go down, then you're in trouble. And you're not gonna be. I don't want people to think we're gonna have all starters in the second in the second unit. No team does. No team has that. But you want to be a little bit more fortified than what we are. I wanted to say something else about your linebackers, man.
What's that?
I think, man, I'm glad number 45.
Hold on. Before you move
Sam's.
off, no, hold on. Before we move off the linebacker, let's camp out real quick at the top.
Okay.
Because this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm at the spot track right now. So let's look at
Okay.
tackle. All right. So let's start trying to actually pull up some names because I don't really want to do the. Let's go get a tackle. Let's go see what's actually out here. You know what I mean? It'll give us a better
Fisher.
idea. Okay. Let me see. So I'm looking at these tackles, try to see if I recognize them. Yeah. So Eric Fisher.
Coming off Achilles.
Yeah. That would be something that we could do, especially coming off an Achilles. And see, this is the problem, especially trying to do it this late, coming off an Achilles. Like when we brought in, for instance, Kazi, we brought him in early, so we was able to get our doctors on him. We was able to get him acclimated. We was able to teach him our systems and all that kind of stuff. Now you're trying to bring a guy in the midst of training camp.
Well, I think he was an Achilles. I think he came off Achilles maybe the year before, but I don't know if he really played a lot last year. You know, he fell out of graces with Kansas City. You know, he was somewhat of a bust. He never panned out the way he was supposed to have been. So,
yeah.
But we just talking about coming in and doing. Who else is on that list?
Jason Peters, but he 40.
Yeah, he still want to play. Yeah, he was talking about he wants to still play one more year.
Yeah, and he will be cheap, and you know, and I haven't broke down no film. You know what I'm saying, on these guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to co-sign without looking at the film. Then Cameron Clark, I recognize that name.
Cameron who?
Cameron Clark. I recognize the name. I'm not saying I co-sign him. I'm just looking at what's available. Cause see, I keep hearing go get a swing. I want to know who is the swing. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Right.
So right now, and then you're right. Ty's still available. So check this out. Let's talk about Ty then, since we know Ty. We can talk about Ty. And I heard Stephen Jones very well on what he said. Let me pull up something real quick. Well, I ain't got to pull it up. I'm gonna just talk about it. So I wrote an article about this 3 years ago about how the Cowboys. Somebody say crank that volume. All right, let me just turn my music down. Give me 1 second, Coach. Let me get my audio stuff right. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Because they saying they can't hear too good, so that means I need to turn down this music. All right. So I know that nobody knows like Will McClay and Stephen Jones the importance of a swing tackle. They know that was the main thing that derailed their season in 2018. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show it. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Here it is. I got it right here. So this is the article that I wrote 3 years ago, right? And I broke down how Dak was actually outperforming Wentz in 2017 when Wentz had the MVP season up to week 8, right? And what happened is that's when Tyron Smith went down, and that's when Zeke suspension kicked in at the same time, right?
That's right.
So he lost Zeke and Tyron Smith on the same game. And his season fell apart. So Dak Prescott had a passing rating of 62.25 when Tyron Smith was not playing in 2017. When Smith protected Prescott's blind side, he had a passing rating of 97.78. That's close to a 40-point difference in passing rating in one player. You see what I'm saying? So in 2008, they acquired Cameron Fleming because they knew we can never have a Chaz Green, Byron Bell protecting Dak again. And it worked because when Cameron Fleming came in and when Tyron Smith went down, Dak passing rating never went to hell because at least Fleming was good enough. He wasn't trash. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't Tyron Smith, but he wasn't garbage. And so Dak passing rating was 119 with him. So they know the importance of swing. And this is why I always said the fact that they never even went and got Ty, that told me that they had faith in Ball and Matt.
Yep, that did tell us that we have faith in Ball and Matt. But Ball, let me explain something about the tackle, and that swing tackle is very important.
Yeah.
But you don't have to change your offense, but you can help a tackle where it doesn't look bad as much. But that's what I think they was thinking, that they could say we can help these young guys, get through, because we got a plan to help them with protection with the tight end over there, and doing some things that will protect them where they can maybe get us through 1 or 2 games. But it's paramount that they show early that they got some signs of coming along, because like you say, you can't wait, because other injuries come out, and some of those tackles you got on the board get snatched up because other teams thinking the same thing.
Yep.
So you can help them, but boss, this all boils down to this, man. We don't have the confidence in our offensive coordinator to say that if I have a little lesser player, I could be able to perform, because I know they're going to do things that's going to help him, and they're going to contour the offense where he can do the things that he does best. That's why we keep trying to find players, and keep on trying to find players, because our confidence in him is not really good. Right. But yeah, I think we should need. Now, Ty Nsekhe, we want to talk about him. He didn't do bad last year, boss.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
He didn't do bad.
Yeah, I think he was right around what Fleming was. You know what I mean? He wasn't obviously T. Smith, but he wasn't gonna get that kill. No, and he started playing. He had a little problem, because by the time Ty Nsekhe's not, because he missed those games because of that dehydration. And then when he came in round after the New England game, I think when we started to have to play him a little bit, because we started having Tyron start going down, we was in pass happy mode. So we put a lot of pressure on him. But he didn't give up no sacks. I don't think he gave up no sacks. I just think, sometimes guys play better than what we think, but they're not the name, and it's not. They're like, oh, he ain't play well, but he didn't play bad. And see, I think what's going on, I think they having a lot of faith in Ball, and I think they also feel like they have, and this is just my opinion, especially when you look at all the different options we looked at, you know what I'm saying? And see, none of these options are perfect, but I think they saying we got options, because they can do a lot of stuff. They can move Terrence Steele back to the left. You know what I'm saying? They can take and what I'm gonna tell you what I really think they want to do, Coach. This is going back to a tweet I was getting ready to talk about. What I think they really want to do, Coach, I think they really are preparing for Tyler Smith to be the future left tackle, and I think they preparing it to be this year.
I would hope not, because
me too. I would hope not too. Unless I think that's what they doing.
Unless Tyron Smith is hurt, but if he's
that's
healthy,
what I'm saying.
That's not gonna work.
I think that's what they doing. I think they expecting him to get hurt, but see, I think they trying to go about it smart. So, for instance, they talked about it today. They said when the Cowboys took Tyler Smith in the first, I'm reading a tweet, right, from Todd Archer. He said when the Cowboys took Tyler Smith in the first, they called him a left-sided player. In camp, right, he's played only left guard. But Mike McCarthy talked about when they was in the mini camps and the OTAs, he was playing 60% guard, 40% tackle, left tackle. We want to give him more pure guard reps just to get him comfortable. Mike McCarthy said, I think that's important to let him build a good foundation there. So they do want him to build a foundation, but I'm telling you, Coach, I really do feel like they go cross-train him so that they can, if T. Smith get hurt, especially with the big, loud speeches Jerry had and Steven had about availability. And he started talking about the more we pay you, the more that availability becomes a factor. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Tyron's at, he's still on that contract where he had to cheap, and I think his contract run out after this year.
Right.
But,
and that's what I'm thinking they're trying to do with this year, Coach.
Yeah, and he got hurt, but I'm more concerned the years that he got hurt when we were talking about Stinger, we were talking about back. Last year was just an anomaly. When you got people, the big linemen fall on your leg, I mean,
right.
Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? And then when you come back, your offensive guard falls on it again.
And then you go out with C19. So you can't blame that on him. I agree with you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that and that hit just about all the offensive linemen last year. Everybody stayed out. I think probably a game, because I know Zach Martin was out the first game with that, and Tyron had his game. So I think if Tyron is playing, he might make it hard on this. But this is what I envision. If Tyler Smith looks like I see him looking, and he becomes that power guy, if they can get a whole season with him and Tyron on both sides, it may come to a point where they're going to say, hey, man, we have something here at guard, and we need to find another tackle. So I understand where they're coming from, but I think boss, I believe your Tyron Smith, them moving him out of the tackle or playing him in the swing, I believe they're really pushing that because of they feel that they're really strong at guard. I think they really feel good about the guys they got at guard if they have to move him out there, because they don't feel like they're gonna be lacking in power with Fonniart or McGovern.
Nah, and let me tell you where I know you right on that, because Mike McCarthy said today that McGovern had his best offseason ever in terms of weight, strength, and all measurables. So I don't know if you remember when I was on the Super Show, I was saying that that's likely going to be their contingency plan for T. Smith to get hurt. I said what it looks like they doing when you look at training camp, when you look at their mini camp and their OTAs, their plan seems to be, if Tyron Smith gets hurt, right, it seems that they really want to focus on the potential upside of McGovern because of the reps that he got in 2021, and they want to focus on the future of Tyler Smith. But I think they're trying to go about it smart, where they're trying to let Tyler Smith settle in the guard, make sure that he's a good guard before they even consider moving him to left tackle. But I think at this point of training, they're trying to cement him into left guard. And you're right, I think they like their strength at guard. I 100% agree, Coach.
Yeah, and I think, but I just want people to understand when you're talking about young offensive linemen, you want young offensive linemen to be as physical as possible, and that's why you kind of depend on the running game, because you want them to take the fire out of guys that's attacking them. You don't really want them to get attacked come in a game cold, or come in the game and then you have them pass setting and multiple times, and don't let them get into guys. Because one thing that they probably could do first, as being an offensive lineman coming out of college, one thing they probably could do is engage, and they can engage. The pass blocking may sometimes take some years to get really great, especially at the left tackle position. So if you have to put Tyler Smith out there, him out there, you have to continue your offense where you're going to help him so you can get the best out of him. But you just can't go out there and put him out there like Tyron Smith and say, okay, do all the stuff Tyron Smith do, and you're going to be okay. But that's being knowledgeable of your players and helping them to be successful. But I think you're right, boss. I think they're happy with the guard position, and we gotta understand if we get some injuries on the other side, because injuries can come. Even though guys been healthy, injuries can come. We done had some time that Zach Martin been hurt, so he just got through last year without it. But it may come a time he may get hurt. So I don't know. I just think they need to look at. I know William Clay is looking into another tackle. I know he's already. He ain't no slow leak. No. So I know he already got his mind on somebody if he needs to go at somebody. Now he has to work around the financial components of what they want to pay, but he does a good job of doing that, man.
No, 100% feel you. 100% feel you.
So what you want right quick? What you think about what you think about Sam's, man? I think Sam's, man.
Who?
Boss, I'm gonna tell you what I heard today.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I hate it was on one of the guys. I ain't gonna say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. It was a guy that he said he has connections in the building all the time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So he was talking about practice today, and he was talking about injuries, and then he said LVE, man, we got LVE. We are lucky to get LVE at the price that we got him. He had a good year last year, and Pittsburgh was on the verge of giving him $8 million for one season, but it fell through. So we are fortunate to get him at the price we got him. This person got over 35,000 subscribers, and see, that's the narrative they're trying to put out.
Yeah. I mean, that's what makes me afraid about the linebacker position.
You know Pittsburgh, you know Mike Tomlin, you know how Pittsburgh, they're a physical football team. You believe that they were going to give $8 million to LVE?
You are fake news.
No.
Wrong.
No, there's no way in the world.
No way.
You are fake news.
No way. And then,
but we think
$8 million. So hold on. They almost had him on the hook. Okay, and see, listen, Pittsburgh runs a 3-4. So you saying they wanted to pay him $8 million, but then his price went down to $2 million, and they didn't just say, you know what? Let's get him anyway because we need 4 linebackers. Because that price we can't say. We was just getting ready to give him 8. Nah, if you believe that,
what?
Let's say this. Let's say on LVE part, on his agent part, if Pittsburgh talking about giving me 8 and the deal fell through, you think I'm going to take 2? I'm like, if I get 8 from Pittsburgh, there's somebody else going to come and give me at least 5. We ain't going to sign right off the bat.
That's just common sense. I mean,
but that's the narrative they're putting out there, and I'm very concerned, and people pushing this thing about Cox. I'm not saying Cox is not a good linebacker, and I'm not saying he's gonna come along, but he is light in the butt, and physicality was his problem when he came out of college, and Curse is a in the box / linebacker, but he's not. I don't want him in there when you talking about with Derrick Henry and they coming downhill. Because if teams feel that they can come down, boss, if teams start going downhill on you, you're gonna go from playing 9 running teams to 16 running teams.
Finish him.
Because they're not going to allow your speed to kill them, and you freelance and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna.
So that's why I think these other guys, when the pass come on, they got to show what they got, but I see the narrative being set. And see, boss, it going right back to what me and you said when they signed these linebackers. Remember that conspiracy we brought up about they really not gonna give these guys a chance, and they want to paint the narrative that it's coming true, ain't it?
Yep, it is. For those who really measuring the Kool-Aid and looking at this with their eyes open. Somebody say
because the other guys don't do that. They ain't supposed to do that because they, even though they probably could, but now let's not focus on them. Let's don't talk about. They probably get some good reps in practice. Well, let's don't talk about them because we know LVE. We want LVE in that position.
Yeah, and I fear that. I really do. I'm just being honest. I fear that. That's why I said with Story Jackson. I just hope they give him a fair chance. I hope they give Chris. And that's why. Like Christian Sam and Malik Jefferson, just give these guys a fair chance. Somebody say LVE is solid.
Man.
Nah, I don't see solid.
But see, that's some balls. That's the narrative that's been put out there.
He could be.
And people, and that's why a lot of people jump on that.
He ain't been the same since his surgery to his neck. Just being honest, he not 2018 LVE. He's not. I'm just being honest.
And West Coast said something last night about. But listen here, if he's and I think you said he's a weak side linebacker.
Yeah, that's what it did.
Right?
Yeah. He played weak side. And matter of fact, they moved him from middle to weak side last year to preserve him.
And listen, man, how many weak side linebackers are 6'4", 250 some pounds, and run about a 4.7, 4.8 40? What they gonna track?
I mean,
Cox is a weak side linebacker.
Yeah, and see, and so for those who think we talking, because see, this is the thing. When you said coach, and when I said this is what people hear. All I want y'all to do is go back to the Michael Gehlken interview, because you ain't got to listen to me. I'm just I'm sitting in the basement. I don't know what I'm talking about. I got no experience. I ain't got no brain. I'm not an insider. But me and Coach Marv been saying this. The market already told you what the league think of LVE. When you gave him a $2 million contract, up to $3 million in incentives, that told you everything. It really did.
You $23 million on you estimated to be $20-something million on the cap, and you gave a guy that we say is solid at 70% a 70% pay cut. 70%. No, he went from $10 million last year to 2, 80% pay cut.
Yeah, the market spoke.
So what do you feel about a person that you give an 80% pay cut to?
After 17 games played.
After 17 games, so it wasn't no injuries. So you gave us an 80% pay cut, and you just, I think some fans think if we sign guys to a free, it's based on what you signed them for and how you signed them. Did you sign them so we can make sure our roster is filled out? And yes, if we get in a crunch, that we can play him. I wouldn't have had no problem with that. If you said, well, we're going to bring him in and he's actually going to have to earn his starting position. But you brought him in at $2 million and you have given him the starting position.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about everybody else. But if you bring him back at $2 million, he's making just a little bit more than some of the undrafted free agents we got. Or something, right?
It says it all.
Put him in there and say he has to earn his starting position. And let's see if he earns his starting position.
And let me tell you something, Coach. This is the problem with what I'm seeing. Can I just keep it real? When I'm looking at all these clips of practices coming out, you know what the problem I'm seeing? I'm not seeing them other linebackers on the field, Coach.
No, listen. And I'm not. It's a glorified right now. We a nickel. Right now, it's a glorified. We at this particular point in time, we try to get real in my passing game. It's a glorified 7-on-7. So, but here it is again. We get wrapped up in that, but we got to have. I think a lot of people. I think so. This is another misconception, boss. I think a lot of people have a misconception because they feel that you can put any linebacker back there. You can put a guy inside linebacker back there, and it's all on your defensive line. But let me give you a point, and I hate to talk about this team, but I'm going to give you this. They're a prime example. Philadelphia last year had some monsters at defensive tackle. And they had another one, Hargrave and Cox. They had monsters. But their linebacker position was horrible, and they couldn't stop the run.
Yeah, and then you know, listen, I'm going to just be honest. They judge LVE at totally different standards than they judge Jalen Smith. It's it's crazy how people they want to judge Jalen Smith while he was under Mike Nolan. Right? Just think about what I'm saying with that. He was under a trash D coordinator, and his front was trash. But he yet was still fourth in tackles in the whole NFL. LVE
the whole defensive line that Jalen played in front of gone.
LVE had a much better front last year, a way better coordinator last year. He had way more around him.
Yeah. And
but this is the thing that's crazy to me, Coach. They get it with LVE. They dumb on Jalen. See, with LVE, they say, hey, you just got to get a front that can get him to play free. Just get him a front. Oh, you get it with LVE, but you're dumb with Jalen. You just dumb. So, and Jalen did, because see, this is how you know it's BS on Jalen. And listen, I know a lot of people don't like Jalen. This is not necessarily saying Jalen is a super baller. I'm just saying use your common sense. Jalen, did anybody complain when he got his contract?
Nope.
It was no complaints. It was no complaints when he got his contract because guess what? He was playing good. That's why it was no complaints. But if you listen to the media now, they say it was the worst signing. Be like, how was it? If it was a bad signing, you would have been saying it when he got signed. You didn't say a word.
But they just do the setup, boss.
It's the setup.
They be on you. They be talking about how much they want you to pay you. Well, once you get paid, you know what they do? Then they flip the script and say, then they give you unrealistic expectations to live up to that contract. So if the team don't do well, your contract bad. I don't care how well you play. If the team don't do well, your contract was bad.
And you know, and
so
then
that's how with everybody who signed. As soon as they sign, listen here. I'm gonna tell you this: when Micah Parsons signed his extension, it's gonna be the exact same way. Soon as they're gonna put expectations on him that gonna be unrealistic. And if he don't make every sack or he miss a tackle, they shouldn't have paid him.
Oh man, Micah Parsons. Oh man, he only got 8 sacks this year. He's not worth all that money. He only got 10.
Unrealistic expectations.
He only got 10.
Listen, that's long as but if you look at the price, and this is another reason why I say they don't judge LVE like they judge Jalen. LVE was a first-round draft pick. He got first-round money. He got all of his first-round money. He came in making 5, 6, 7 more times Jalen from the start with. And if you look at the total tally of money he got from the Cowboys, he got more money than Jalen. Because he had a head start. He was making $8-9 million when Jalen was making $2 million.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
And what Jalen's supposed to do? Jalen coming, he signed the first contract, and listen, that contract wasn't no bad contract. It was actually team friendly to the Cowboys.
It was team.
Because that's why they signed him.
Oh, Mr. Nasty time.
He went 6 years. He spread that out. It was team friendly with the Cowboys. That's why they signed him.
It's Mr. Nasty.
But this narrative about LV, listen, let him earn his position. He got to earn his position. But I'm just saying, for the middle linebacker, for this team with all this speed, we need a thumper, not another guy that can run. He got to run, but we need a thumper in the middle. That'll be the last piece of seasoning that would help Micah Parsons be a better linebacker, because he can freelance, because you got guys that thumper beside him, and we don't need a guy playing on his heels. We need a guy playing on his toes. And I want to say one other thing, boss. I want you to check this out, right?
Hold on, before you go.
I want to tell you where I was wrong at.
No, hold on, before you go there. No, before you go there, because I wanna still stay with you on this for a second, real quick, and then we go with your next point.
It's still with linebacker.
Oh, it's still with linebacker. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I have been one of the ones when you first talked about Parsons being a D-line,
the queen,
getting out the pass. Yeah, the queen, not even the queen, but you were like,
get out the
man,
pass, yeah.
They really be in that defensive end more because he hunts the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he could get multiple positions at linebacker.
Yep.
But I see something in Parsons now. Even watching those little, there's some tapes out there. And I know you probably see some clips where when you see Parsons in D-line drills,
man,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you see him in linebacker drills, it's very, very sloppy, and it seems like it's almost uninterested.
Yep.
Now, is that because he don't want to play linebacker? That's because, for one, he's a natural. He's showing he's got the natural pass rushing ability. Plus, he don't have that person he looks up to in the linebacker room on the field that can tighten him up, right? But if that's the case, he's a better chess piece when you can have him and you bring it, and he plays better coming forward.
Yeah.
All right? So this will behoove the Cowboys to find that, if they want to find that thump daddy, that they can allow him, and he can be more of a pass rusher to do what he naturally does best. But don't do it don't do it because we want to do him that way, and we just overlook the linebacker position, because these safeties and small guys are not going to be what. Now you have them be able to focus on Parsons even more. But watch the drills, though. His linebacker drills are somewhat sloppy and seem like they're uninterested. But when you see him in pass rushing, working with the defensive line, you see laser focus.
Yeah. And see, somebody talk to him, because, see, I wish I could have talked to him, because I would have told him, Parsons, stop saying that you want to play everywhere, because you ain't doing nothing but hurting your own money. Just being honest. And it will be used against you, too. They would take your unselfishness and be selfish with it. Yeah.
But if he good, but he's one of those guys, he's on the top of the elite chain. He can't do it. He could play everything. If he's who I think he is, there ain't no negotiating with him.
But see, check this out. This is what I'm saying from this standpoint. He go make plays at linebacker, but the linebacker market will never go pay what the defensive end market and the pass rush market pays. It's never go pay that. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm saying it's going to be used against him in a contract year, they would likely have him paying more linebacker, right? Because they want to then categorize him as a linebacker to try to pay him like a linebacker.
Right.
That's what I mean. It'll be used against him. His selfishness, his unselfishness would be used against him. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
And they tag him, they can tag him for cheaper.
Right. And they'll tag him for cheaper because they gave him a bunch of linebackers. This is what I want to say about linebacker too, that I don't think a lot of people understand, because a lot of times when we get kind of caught up between the Jalen versus the LVE, people kind of lose focus of what's really going on. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe Coach Marv. Believe Dan Quinn. Why do you think? Do I have to pull the article again where Bobby Wagner said himself that he was in talks with Dan Quinn directly about becoming a Dallas Cowboy linebacker? Why do you think Dan Quinn took the time to go after Bobby Wagner? Is that because he got faith in LVE? No, obviously he does not. And why do you think after that we kept trying to find us more linebackers? Like, why did we bring in a Christian Sam, a middle linebacker with speed and physical? Then we bring in Malik Jefferson, speed, physical. Story Jackson, not the speed, but definitely physical. He put on weight, likely for middle linebacker. These people are aiming for LV's job. They also came out yesterday and they said the door is not closed for Anthony Barr. So we keep bringing up middle linebacker because we got faith in LVE? No, Dan Quinn is clearly showing he does not. I mean, you don't bring in 3 linebackers, draft about 3 linebackers, and still trying to get Anthony Barr, but then be like, but they trust him. No, they don't. And it's common sense. It's not even hard. And it's just one of those things to where I just pray that Steven is not looking at him like he look at certain players, to where certain players get that Sean Lee treatment, that Anthony Brown treatment before he turned the corner, where they kept giving him a chance over and over and over again, and that Crawford treatment. One of those, we like him. He's our guy. We like him. We're not going to do anything with you, Sean Lee. And see, people forget, Sean, and I'm done when I say this, and I'm done. But
I'm going to say the same thing, boss. Go ahead and say it. I'm about to say the same thing.
Don't forget, do not forget.
Sean Lee last 4 or 5 years, 4 or 5 years, he wasn't that good.
No.
That's why he said he would have been out the league.
So check.
He said it out his mouth.
That's the point right there. That's exactly where I was getting ready to go. He went on Colin Cowherd's show and said, if I would have been on any team outside the Cowboys, I would have been out the league. See, and then he said, and that's why I appreciate the Joneses. See, that sound cute. It sound good. And good for you that you had that much favor with the Joneses. But who got kicked out who deserved the job more than you because of the favor that was on you? I can name one easily, Malcolm Smith. Malcolm Smith was playing better linebacker than you, had a better resume than you, was younger than you, finished the season better than you, but they sent Malcolm Smith on and they rehired Sean Lee again. He's one of our guys. And people don't believe that go on with the Cowboys, even though they do it in our face. That's what I fear. I fear that LVE is one of our guys. Oh, the league don't
be on 1-year contract every year.
Every year, I'll bring them back for $2 million. We believe in you. We believe in you.
But I'll say this, boss. Yes, this is the most funny thing when people be talking about. A lot of people who saying these things want Anthony Barr, but this is the narrative they try to paint with Anthony Barr. Yeah, we signed Anthony Barr. That's going to help out depth. Help your depth. Anthony Barr going to start. There ain't no doubt about it. You bring in Anthony Barr, Hitchison, any veteran linebacker, middle linebacker in this. If you bring him in free agency, they gonna start. LV gonna try to find his time, and he gonna have to beat our cops. And I don't think he gonna beat our cops for the weak side.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, as we've been saying it before, you're protecting LVE's playing time. And when you have an NFL team, you don't protect guys' playing time. You get the guy that can play the best. If we want to win 6, that's what you do. You don't protect the guy playing time so we don't bring nobody in to challenge him because we protecting his playing time. That don't sound logical.
It's not. And all you got to do is look at the Bobby Wagner contract. His cap hit is only $4 million. $4 million, coach. His total
you protected the LV last year. You know how you protected the LV last year? Because you said you wanted to move to the weak side linebacker.
Yep.
Well, it was a weak side linebacker that was flirting with last year that had a pretty good year in the Raider land from Seattle. What's a man name?
KJ Wright.
KJ Wright. But the only reason you didn't bring him in here because you protected LV playing time.
That's what it looked like.
You already knew. They already knew they were going to cut Jalen Smith. They had already that because they did cut him because of the play. Because his play wasn't that bad.
His play wasn't bad.
So they had already in their mind was going to let Jalen go from the start with.
Yeah.
And you protect him because if he kept playing good, you had to get him out of the door because one thing about it, that's the same thing, when we go with the Anthony Brown situation. If a guy is playing good and he is balling, you don't want to lose the confidence in your guys on the field because you try to protect another guy or get another guy a spot. That can mess up the morale of a team bigger than anything.
My boy Steve said,
make guys earn it.
Hold on real quick. My boy Steve said Wagner didn't want a 1-year deal. So give him more than a 1-year deal. We talking about Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner had 117 tackles last year. The most in his career.
And see that I don't think they understand the intangible things that Bobby Wagner would have brought.
You know what? Let's talk about that because I've been looking at what them young Ram linebackers been saying about Bobby Wagner. Boy, they've been saying, man, he done brought a lot of leadership in here. I done learned so much about the game from him. I mean, this is gonna be a better defense because of him. I'm telling you, exactly. And see, this is why you get a Bobby Wagner on it. Okay. They ain't gonna understand it when we say it like this. Let me say it like this. Because somebody said yesterday, like they was checking me, boss, Stephen Jones and Jerry don't want old guys. This is what West Coast said yesterday. I don't care how old you are. I care can you play. Because see, New England, if you remember when they brought in Junior Seau, remember they brought in Junior Seau? He was in his mid-30s. They still signed him. Why? Because he was like, based on the market, he one of the best things available. Bring your old cell phone in here and let's play some ball, big dog. Remember the Chargers? When the Chargers wanted to get rid of Harrison and he was older? Yeah, New England was like, he can play. Bring him over here. Yeah, because it's not your age. We want young guys. Jerry and them want young. No, it's not just about young. It's about sometimes getting those guys that's the vets that go be here for a short time, but they're gonna have a career-long effect on your young guys. My last example, coach. This is my last example. When Emmitt Smith went to the Arizona Cardinals, you know who still talk about him on teaching him how to be a professional that lasted his whole career? Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald said, I still carry 2 suits every road game because of Emmitt Smith. He said, he taught me everything on how to be a first-class pro, prepared, and professional. 3 Ps. So that's why you bring in sometimes these older guys, because they go have a lifelong effect on your Story Jackson, on your Clarks, on your, you see what I'm saying? All these young linebackers who are going to lead them. LVE, man, get out of here.
And see, that's why I'm about to piggyback what you're saying. And you're not asking the veteran linebacker to be smart with his experience going to do. And now he only got one job because he's surrounded by fast, young guys, which is going to, now he's not got the job to be the main guy. Now his veteran leadership will focus on one thing, and you best believe he's going to do it outstanding because that's what he does. But if you don't want to sign after the ball, you can put this here. I ain't got no problem with Hitchison. Hitchison done been to the Super Bowl. He done been around winning. Dante Hightower. You know he done been around winning. Yeah. Somebody to teach this young lion that you got there, that like what they're talking about in the Rams, the small things. If Carson learns the small things at linebacker, along with his great athletic ability and his dog mentality, you're going to make him out of this world. And he's going to lean on that guy, giving him those pointers. Story Jackson. Cox needs that. Cox needs a guy. Cox ain't played linebacker that long. He's been playing strong safety, playing a couple of years in linebacker.
Right.
They need that guy.
Yep.
On the field, not just on the coaching staff, on the field.
This the last thing I'm gonna say, Coach. This the last thing I'm gonna say on linebacker. If Curse play a lot of middle linebacker, going against Derrick Henry, Taylor, Gibson twice, basically going against 11 running teams, man, y'all ain't never heard nobody light up the Cowboys like I'm gonna light them up. Y'all ain't never heard me light them up, bro.
You know who's gonna light up the Cowboys?
I'm gonna be merciless.
You know who's gonna light the Cowboys in that locker room?
Who? Dan Quinn?
Curtis. Because Curtis ain't signed up. You see this here. Coming down the box and playing outside or being that box safety. They come in and play the linebacker or play the nickel when they really not running the ball. That's a whole different story when you line up there and they got people coming at you and these guys coming at you 100 miles an hour. And they get to 4 or 5 games with that, Curtis is going to be chipping in the locker room saying, hell, we ain't got nobody else to play. Ain't no other big mother.
Yeah, Coach.
Let me go back to doing what I was doing. Because now you're making me look bad.
Yeah. Hey, but Coach, let me go and get off because I've been on a while, and I'm likely go do another show with Big Game James later. We go likely do a final word about.
Tell Big Game James I say what's up, man. I'm glad I got a chance to talk to you and West Coast, man. Now I know West Coast say that was fire, and I know how market building he is, right? But tell West Coast if he make that market building with that T-shirt, that he need to look out for a boy.
Got you, Coach. I got you.
All right, man. Appreciate the ball.
Okay. All right, that was Coach Marv. Obviously, set it off. And, so we just wanted to have a good talk about training camp. And, y'all continue to make sure before y'all leave, before I get out of here, y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, man. There's a lot of people watching. And also, we greatly appreciate the growth that's happening in Boss Cowboy Sports. We don't take that for granted. And all the gifts that y'all do. Y'all super chats are up. A lot of y'all are putting cash in the CashApp, just appreciating the content. I mean, when I walked in the door yesterday with West Coast, you know, it was $50 within the first 5 minutes because y'all are really appreciating the content. And just keep in mind, we can't do this without y'all help. We can't upgrade without y'all help. We can't get better content without y'all help. And we can't get better equipment without y'all help. And we can't share without y'all. We can't do all the things. Yeah, and I'll make you a mod, Steven. He say get mods. I got mods, but I'll make some more mods because we do need mods to get these freaky deaky stuff out of here. But anyway, y'all definitely stay up, man, with Boss Cowboy Sports, man. I think, and let's just keep, you know, rooting on guys that's stacking good days, like TJ Vasher. We not saying he's the second Randy Moss. None of us are saying that. But I'm just happy to see where he is right now, where he's stacking good days. And I'm going to just root all the guys on that's going after their dreams, stacking good days, making it happen, because that's what it's all about, man. So y'all definitely stay with Boss Cowboy Sports, man, where your voice matter. And peace.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Yoga! Fire! Yoga! Fire! Yoga! Flame!
Boss Cowboy Sports.